Feeling lost in your UPSC preparation? Too many books, countless strategies, and no clear direction? It's time to leave the confusion behind. Welcome to Vision IAS Jaipur's GS Foundation Course 2026, starting from 20th January at 7:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. With Delhi's expert faculty now in Jaipur, personalized mentorship and structured guidance, you'll have everything you need to master the UPSC Civil Services examination. From comprehensive syllabus coverage to advanced test series with performance analysis, we ensure your preparation stays on track. Prepare smarter, not harder, with proven strategies, consistent motivation, and complete support from Vision IAS Jaipur. Join the GS Foundation Course 2026 today. Batch starts 20th January, 7:30 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Hi, very good afternoon. So, not, it's good that there are a few people. So, as you know, that this session is all about uh, UPSC Civil Services Examination as a career option, and moreover, that how you embark on this journey and what are the tools and the apparatus that you'll be using in the preparation of this exam. So, first of all, I would like to uh, appreciate you guys that you have taken a bold decision of the preparation of UPSC exam, because it is one of the most difficult exam in India, and moreover, it is considered as the mother of many examinations in India, as far as that this exam is concerned. So, it's not much about that how intelligent you are. Obviously, a little bit of intelligence is required, but it is not more about intelligence, it's more about your perseverance, your hard work, and determination. And this exam also tests your patience. So, let me ask few questions to you. Be participative also. That कुछ idea है that how many people do apply for civil services exam every year? कितने? 10 से? तो एग्जैक्टली मैं बता रहा हूँ, एग्जैक्टली पिछले 4 सालों से 11,35,000 लोग, ठीक है, तो 11,35,000 पीपल अप्रोक्सीमेटली दे अप्लाई फॉर द एग्जाम. एंड मोर ओवर, एज फार एज दैट जितने लोग प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम देते हैं उसमें से दैट नियर अबाउट 10% यू कैन से, ठीक है, दैट 10 नहीं, सॉरी 1% विल बी राइटिंग द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन. सो नियर अबाउट 11 से 12,000 लोग दे आर राइटिंग द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन. सो जो अपियर हो रहे हैं उसके 1%, एंड फ्रॉम दैट नियर अबाउट, ठीक है, दैट 1/3 विल बी कॉल्ड फॉर द इंटरव्यूज. सो अगर जो 12,000 लोगों ने इंटरव्यू एग्जाम मेंस एग्जाम लिखा है, हिंदी में कंफर्टेबल होना, तो 12,000 में मेंस लिखा है, तो उसमें से लगभग 3 से 3,500 के लोगों के बीच में इंटरव्यू कॉल आएंगे. एंड आउट ऑफ दैट 3 to 3,500 इंटरव्यू कॉल्स, as you know, the vacancies are around 1,100 to 1,200. Done. So this is the final selection. So final selection comes around 0.1%. ठीक है, तो जितने लोग अप्लाई करते हैं उसके 0.1% के अराउंड आर गेटिंग सेलेक्टेड. सो दैट इटसेल्फ इज इंडिकेटिव दैट इट इज नॉट अ वेरी easy exam, and in reality exams are always not easy. So it's not an easy exam, but then it's not something which cannot be cracked or which cannot be cleared. So people, even with that, it doesn't matter that what has been your background, कि तुमने अपने ग्रेजुएशन में या ग्रेजुएशन के पहले how well you have performed or how badly you have performed, it doesn't matter. In fact, there are the examples that people with just 45% marks in their that in their graduation or even in the class 12th and 12th, they have also gone to get अंडर 100 रैंक. दे आर गुड एग्जाम्पल्स, ठीक है, अगर जो मीडिया पे चेक करोगे तो बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स ऐसे आ जाएंगे. और दिस एग्जाम इज नॉट अबाउट दैट ओनली इफ यू हैव स्टडीड फ्रॉम द IITs एंड देन स्टडीड फ्रॉम बिग इंस्टीट्यूशंस ऑफ इंडिया, बिग यूनिवर्सिटीज ऑफ इंडिया, तभी क्लियर कर सकते हो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. What matters is that when you have started your preparation, how well you are doing, and then how disciplined you are, and how you are keeping yourself in close touch with the trend of the exam. दो एग्जाम्पल तो देने के लिए बहुत कुछ है, बट देन आई होप सम ऑफ यू मस्ट हैव seen the movie 12th Fail, ठीक है, with Vinod Chopra's, and that's a real story. So you have seen it that how a guy of a very simple and humble background was able to clear this exam. Then every year you come across the news that कि किसी के फादर जो हैं चाय बेचते हैं, कोई रिक्शा चला रहा होता है, ठीक है, फिर भी वो एग्ज़ाम क्लियर करते हैं. तो एग्ज़ाम क्लियर इस बेसिस पे करते हैं कि उनके पास वो डिवोशन, डिटर्मिनेशन है और एक डिसिप्लिन के साथ 3Ds. डन. सो डिवोशन, डिटर्मिनेशन एंड डिसिप्लिन, they are keeping in their preparation, and that's how they clear this exam. So you could be one of it. Now, as far as about me is concerned, I hope you know my name, that my name is Neeraj Rao, and I'm the faculty of the history, entire history and art and culture part. And then moreover, I'm one of the oldest faculty member of the institute. Right from the inception of the institute, I am the one who is responsible for the history section. So it's been time, it's been more than 15 years that I'm teaching this particular subject: ancient India, medieval India, modern Indian history, art and culture, etc. Then moreover, this session, particularly mine part, is associated with that history wala part. And then after, the other faculty will join, he will talk about the geography thing. So let's understand first of all that what is the pattern of examination, stages of examination? I hope you are aware about it कि कितने stages होते हैं. तो but still I would just like to tell you that pre, mains and interview 3 stages are there, and I gave you the figure कि प्री में लगभग 11,35,000 के आसपास एवरेज है लास्ट 5 ईयर का, that these many people have applied. Then mains, near about 11 to 12,000 people are writing, and interviews near about closer to 3,000 to 3,500 people are giving interviews. Then so that's so prelim stage and mains stage. Once you clear the prelims, you get chance to write mains, and after qualifying the mains, you get the chance to interview. So main thing which is to be seen in these stages is the syllabus that will be covered. So as far as the prelims is concerned, you have any idea that what all sections are asked in the prelims examination and how many papers are there? So there are 2 papers in the prelim stage examination, GS paper 1 and the second paper GS, it's called as GS paper 2 but CSET paper. Then so GS paper 1 is the main thing on the basis of which your cutoff marks are decided. Then so your reckoning happens on the basis of the GS paper 1, but CSET paper का क्या importance है, that you have to clear the cutoff marks of the CSET, that is 33%. So out of 200 marks of the CSET, you must get 66.66. Then so that is you need to get, that is a qualifying paper. उसका marks add नहीं होता है merit बनाने में. Merit बनाने के लिए क्या use होता है? GS paper 1. Paper 1 में how many questions are asked every year on year basis? 2011 was the year when the CSET pattern of the prelims examination started, and from that time onwards 100 questions are asked in the GS paper 1 and 80 questions are asked in the CSET paper. 100 question, each question would be 2 marks, and then moreover how much is the negative marking? Any idea? 1/3 or 1/4? 1/3 is the negative marking. Okay? Then moreover, if since it is a session about the GS preparation, so I just need to tell you one small part of it कि अगर जो कट ऑफ देखोगे उठा के पिछले 5 से 10 साल का भी मैं बोलूँ 2016 तक, so cutoff has been very low, it hasn't been very high. So for example, that last year cutoff out of 276 marks was the cutoff of the जनरल कैटेगरी, उसके पहले 85.34, उसके पहले 87 मार्क्स, उस बिफोर दैट 92 मार्क्स, then 96, so these were the cutoff. So what it is indicative of, that cutoff in the exam is very low. It means that question paper, that questions are very tough. ठीक है? Then in 2016 cutoff was 116, which means 58% of the total marks. So इसका मतलब कि paper was easy. So when we look at from 2011 to this point of time, so cutoff has been more or less, it has been on the side of the tough than very less. Only few years cutoff was little bit higher, and that out of अभी तक अगर जो काउंट करो तो 14 papers have happened. 3 papers have been on easier side, and 8 papers have been on very difficult side, and rest of remaining ones are on the moderate side. So now keeping this on one part, what is the syllabus which is asked in the prelims examination? So there are 7 sections in the prelims examination, and what are these 7 sections? Understand, पहला section है तुम्हारा history. ठीक है? तो history will include ancient India, modern India, medieval India, and so as the history, that world history is not the part of it. It is history of India that they have asked. Then apart from it, इसमें art and culture would also be there in the syllabus. Done. So this is one part. Then इसके अलावा next one, history के बाद then your polity is one such subject, Indian polity, basically Indian constitution. Then comes Indian economy, and Indian economy के बाद then चौथा session would be the geography. Then environment and ecology would be the 5th one. Science and technology would be 6th one, and 7th हम रख सकते हैं current affairs. Then so these are the 7 sections which are asked in the prelims examination. Now when we look at the number of the question, so 10 साल का अगर जो trend देखते हो तो हर section से उतने ही question आते हैं. Average number is very similar. So for example, that if I talk about the history section, so history section का 10 year का average is 17 क्वेश्चन, आउट ऑफ 100 17 क्वेश्चन हिस्ट्री से आते हैं. Similarly, if you look at the polity, so 16 to 17 question from polity. Similarly, same thing is about the geography. तो एक फिक्स नंबर उसी एवरेज में ही आते हैं. हाँ, मैक्सिमा मिनिमा कुड बी देयर सम ईयर. सो फॉर एग्जांपल किसी एक ईयर में they have asked less number of the question from the geography, maybe 10 पूछा है, but then किसी ईयर में 22 भी पूछ लिया है. तो एवरेज comes around 17 to 18 हर सेक्शन का. ठीक है, all the subjects. Then comes your mains examination. In mains examination, you have many papers. And what are these papers? You are aware about it? So let me tell you a little bit more. That 4 GS के पेपर हैं, GS paper 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, and moreover there is a one essay paper, and one optional you are choosing. You will have to give 2 papers. So 2 papers of optional, and then इसके अलावा there is a compulsory paper which is English and language. ठीक है, any other language of the province. So as far as the reckoning or basically merit making is concerned, compulsory is qualifying English, या मान लो that आप लोग हिंदी बेल्ट के लोग हो तो हिंदी would be your one of the compulsory paper. So इसमें passing marks चाहिए. ठीक है, so you get the passing marks and then qualifying marks. So qualifying के बाद then only your other copies would be evaluated. Suppose if you fail in Hindi or English, तो तुम्हारे बाकी के mains examination में जो papers लिखे हैं that will not be evaluated. Done? So GS paper 1 to 4 optional not will evaluated. So पहली कॉपी जो चेक होती है that is your qualifying paper of the language, English and your regional language, which could be Hindi, which could be Marathi, which could be Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, whatever one is choosing. So इसके बाद then let's come to that these papers. So GS paper, very first paper, one paper is your essay which is 200 marks, and all your GS paper are 250 marks. So GS paper 1 will include the syllabus of history. ठीक है, एंड हिस्ट्री में व्हाट ऑल पोर्शंस. सो नाउ इन मेंस स्टेज ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन हिस्ट्री का सिलेबस थोड़ा बड़ा है. ठीक है, इट इंक्लूड्स नॉट ओनली एंशिएंट मेडिवल आर्ट एंड कल्चर मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री बट ऑल्सो वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री एंड पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस हिस्ट्री. देन उसके बाद मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट आफ्टर इट, that the next part is basically society, Indian society, that what are the different feature attributes of Indian society, and then comes the geography. So ये 3 section है तुम्हारे GS paper 1 में. GS paper 2 is more about polity and governance. So Indian Constitution, Representation of People's Act, then comparison of Constitution, then moreover governance in India. So polity और constitution यहाँ पे है. इसके अलावा additional part is international relation which is there in the GS paper 2. GS paper 3 में क्या आएगा? Internal security, science and technology, environment ecology. Then so these portions social justice would be asked in the GS paper 3. And GS paper 4 is ethics, integrity and aptitude. So ethics का paper is the 4th paper. So these are the 4 GS paper. अब coming to the optional, so you have to choose one optional as per your choice, and उस optional में 2 papers होंगे. So if we combine the marks of these all, तो 1000 number, 1000 marks is your GS paper, 200 marks is your essay, 1200 number हो गए, and 500 number हो गए आपके optional के. ठीक है, तो total 1700 marks, and on 1700 marks your merit will be created for the that interview, that are you qualifying for interview or not. And interview कितने marks का होता है? Any idea? 275. It is called as personality test. Then so personality test, it is not the test of just your knowledge, but then actually knowledge तो already test हो चुका होता है आपका mains examination में. तो इस stage में क्या होता है? That they will be asking, they will be assessing your personality, that are you fit for the administration? Do you have the qualities like the administrator? And are you is there presence of mind? ठीक है, are you quick to the things? Are you balanced or not? So your personality is tested, and that interviews happen in the UPSC house which is called as Dholpur house. So this is the scheme of examination. This total period. So अब cycle देख लो UPSC का कैसे चलता है. ठीक है, जैसे इस ईयर का एग्जाम, when is the exam? 27th or 26th of May. So 27 or 26th of May is the exam. देन उसके बाद देन क्या हो गया कि मेंस विल बी समवेयर देयर इन द सितंबर अक्टूबर. देन रिजल्ट्स आपके आ जाएंगे जनवरी फर्स्ट वीक में, और उसके बाद देन यू विल बी कॉल्ड फॉर इंटरव्यूज फ्रॉम मे बी जनवरी सेकेंड वीक, एंड देन आफ्टर इंटरव्यूज कंटिन्यू टिल द मिड ऑफ द अप्रैल. और मिड ऑफ अप्रैल के बाद जब इंटरव्यू खत्म होता है उसके 5 से 6 दिन के अंदर फाइनल रिजल्ट्स वुड बी देयर. सो लगभग 1 साल का ये प्रोसेस हो गया, ठीक है. दैट 1 year process ऑफ प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन टू मेंस एग्जामिनेशन, एंड देन मोर ओवर till the time you go to that your training, so that happens from September first week. तो बीच में you will get 3-4 additional months. So overall जो cycle है UPSC एग्जाम का, that is 15 to 16 month, then जिसमें this gets completed. So now you got little bit of idea about it. And interview 275 marks. Moreover, there is a criteria in the interviews that below certain level they will not give the marks. But then interview marks ranges from generally. In general, it ranges from 120 to 200. Highest being closer to 200, and then the lowest they can give 85 or 84 marks. Then so that is what is the range. So this is what is about the scheme of the examination, and moreover that these all different subjects, they are challenging in itself then, so different aspects are there. Now I hope you are here to know about that how you can start your preparation. So since I am the expert of the history, so I will like to start with the history part then. So history part में और कोई सवाल भी हो आपके तो आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हो related to history part. So as we mentioned कि history में what all sections are there in the prelims examination. ध्यान से समझना. In prelim stage of exam, when it comes to history portion, so they have said only one word has been mentioned: history of India and the national struggle. So history of India will include what? Ancient India, medieval India, and modern Indian history. And modern Indian history का एक part that is basically after the 1857 is called as the freedom struggle. Basically very precisely 1885 से हम phase को बोलते हैं freedom struggle. So that is national struggle. So they have asked about it. What about art and culture? Is it there? So history of India includes the culture of India also. So that is implicit in the syllabus. Then mains stage पे एक थोड़ा सा change हो जाता है. That in mains stage 2 additional parts of history has been added, that is world history and so as the post-independence history. What is post-independence? After India's independence till this point of time, what are the major political, economic developments, social developments in India? Then, so तीन heading हमेशा दिमाग में रखना, that economic, political and social developments in India after India's independence. So economic development कहीं ना कहीं तुम economics में भी पढ़ते हो. जैसे for example, that those policies which were taken by the successive government like Planning Commission of India, 5-year plan. Have you heard about it? कहीं तो सुना होगा, थोड़ा बहुत तो सुना होगा. So these are related to economy. Then what are the social initiatives of it? ठीक है, तो social aspect of it, there were many changes which has happened in the social aspect of India. Then and then moves over social religious भी है कुछ कुछ, ठीक है. Then political developments, change of regime, new government has come, emergency, ठीक है. Then India China war, India Pakistan war. So these will come in the post independence part. Then apart from it, world history में what they have said कि वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री में जैसे जो भी सिलेबस रखा है यूपीएससी ने, इट्स नॉट लाइक कि इट्स अ वेरी दैट एंटायर वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री यू नीड टू रीड, कि चाइना की भी हिस्ट्री पढ़नी है, ठीक है, कि चाइना कैसे इमर्ज हुआ, एंड देन इजिप्ट की भी हिस्ट्री पढ़नी है, मेसोपोटामिया भी पढ़नी है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. देन व्हाट दे हैव डन, दैट दे हैव कम अप विद द फ्यू आइडियाज और फ्यू थीम्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री, लाइक जैसे फॉर्मेशन ऑफ नेशन स्टेट्स, देन कि नेशन स्टेट कॉन्सेप्ट कहाँ से बनना इमर्ज हुआ फ्रॉम यूरोप. So that part, then industrial revolution they have kept in the syllabus. Industrial revolution starting from Britain, उसके अलावा जर्मनी का, then Japan's industrial revolution, French industrial revolution and French revolution also. So as the American revolution, so revolution part, then unification of many countries in the Europe, और उसके बाद the second part of the world history is World War I and World War II. So they have not given very wide syllabus of the world history, but एक limited number पे एक syllabus दिया है. तो ये portions आपको मेंस में भी पढ़ना है, ठीक है, मेंस में ही पढ़ना है, भी नहीं, मेंस में ही पढ़ना है. प्रीलिम्स में इससे कोई क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते हैं. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री. अब थोड़ा बहुत डिस्कशन स्टार्ट करते हैं. सो एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री, व्हाट इज द स्पैन ऑफ द एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री, कहाँ से कहाँ तक. सो एक क्लासिफिकेशन समझ लो. जब हम हिस्ट्री की बात करते हैं तो हिस्ट्री इज वेरी वेल डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 पार्ट्स, ठीक है, 3 पार्ट्स, सॉरी. दैट one is the pre-history, then proto-history, and then the history. So what is pre-history? That when human beings were in the Stone Age, ठीक है, they were only using the stones and no such written record is there. So Stone Age is Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic age. This discussion comes into the pre-history. Then what is proto-history? That basically that Indus Valley civilization is पार्ट ऑफ द प्रोटो हिस्ट्री. प्रोटो हिस्ट्री का मतलब ये होता है दैट रिटन रिकॉर्ड्स आर देयर बट कोई उसको पढ़ नहीं पाया है. नोबडी हैज़ बीन एबल टू डिसाइफर इट. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल 2 दिन पहले हु इज द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ तमिलनाडु? स्टालिन. ठीक है, ही मेड अ स्टेटमेंट, कुछ सुना है कि जो इंडस वैली का स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ देगा he will be awarded 1 million rupees. Then so 1 million rupees he has, or some award he has announced. So इसका मतलब कि आज तक कोई इंडस वैली की स्क्रिप्ट को नहीं पढ़ पाया है. So that is proto history. And what is history? Where written record is there and everything has been deciphered. So Stone Age comes under the prehistory, Indus Valley comes under the proto history, और उसके बाद की history is written also, deciphered also. So as far as the ancient timeline is concerned, ancient में हमारे एग्जाम के हिसाब से मेजर थीम्स क्या क्या हैं जहाँ से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. तो मैं टाइमलाइन वाइज ही बताऊंगा कि इंडस वैली से काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. देन उसके बाद नेक्स्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक इज योर इंडस वैली के बाद वैदिक पीरियड. So Vedic period has been one of the favorite of the UPSC. So Vedic period start from 1500 BC to 1500 BC to 6th century BC. And there are 2 parts of the Vedic history, early Vedic period and later Vedic period. Early Vedic is till 1000 BC and later Vedic starts at 1000 till 6th century BC. So this has been favorite of UPSC in mains examination from last 4 years and prelims में तो वैसे भी questions होते हैं. Then the next topic, in this period what you need to study in the early Vedic and the later Vedic, their economy, their polity, their society and their religion. Then moving on to the next part is Buddhism and Jainism. So generally as far as that course program or course of the vision is concerned, so हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि we teach Buddhism and Jainism in art and culture, और यहाँ पे सिर्फ थोड़ा बहुत रेफरेंस देते हैं एंशिएंट मिडिवल में. बट कंसिडरिंग द टाइमलाइन ऑफ इंडिया, बीच में क्या आएगा? Buddhism and Jainism. So Buddhism and Jainism is also a very important topic from the perspective of the prelims examination. किसी भी ईयर का पेपर उठा के देख लो, you will definitely find a question either on Buddhism and Jainism. Buddhism से थोड़ा ज़्यादा होते हैं, Jainism से little bit less. Then comes Mahajanpad history of India. In the 6th century BC, near about 16 Mahajanpads were created in the different parts of the country. ठीक है, और Indian subcontinent to be very precise, अफगानिस्तान से start करके पूरा Indian subcontinent. So 16 Mahajanpad. Out of these 16 Mahajanpad, the most powerful Mahajanpad which emerged was the Magad. And Magad history we read in the history part because Magad militarily annexed all the Mahajanpads of Indian subcontinent and it became the most powerful. So our discussion in the history starts with the ruling dynasties of the Magad, जिसमें सबसे पहली dynasty है Haryanka, which starts from 554. Second dynasty is the Sassanag dynasty, starts in 412. Then third dynasty is the Nanda dynasty, starts in 344. And the next dynasty is the Maurya, whose rule started in 321 BC to 185 BC. It is the Mauryas at whose time all the Mahajanpads are the part of the Magad. And it is the Maurya ruler Ashoka who is considered as the first Chakravarti Samrat of India. And then moreover, maximum number of the questions from the Mahajanpad period are from the Ashoka period. So what they ask from the Ashoka period? Many such questions about Ashoka, and so as the Ashoka ke initiatives, pillars, edicts and inscriptions. So when you look at the prelims paper, you will find edicts and inscription are very often asked related to Ashoka. Then Maurya period ke baad, the next phase in India is called as post-Maurya. Post-Maurya, is phase mein there was no central leader in India. And then there were many small dynasties emerging in the different part of India and some invaders were also coming to India. So कुछ 7-8 नाम मैं बता रहा हूँ. That is Indo-Greeks, then Parthians, Sakas and Kushanas. They were outsiders. And India में जो dynasties emerge हो रही हैं उसमें से Shunga, Kanva and Satvahan. So these were the 7 dynasties which are there after the demise of the Maurya Empire. And they are consolidating their position in the different parts of the country. And then moreover, as far as इनसे questions का जो concern है, तो कहाँ से questions हमारे एग्जाम में आते हैं? कुशाणा, ठीक है, then उसके अलावा शुंगा, और सुंगा के अलावा सातवाहन. So these are the three most important topic. बाकी भी पढ़ना है. Even Indo-Greek also, last year there was a question from the Indo-Greek that was related to a book Milinda Panna. Then, so these period. Then after this period, there is establishment of the Gupta Empire in India. And Gupta Empire, after the Mauryas, it was the most powerful empire in India. So give me a minute. Most powerful empire in India. Understand? So Guptas, though their regime was not like Ashoka, but at least 75% of India was under their control. So Gupta is अभी जैसे तुम मुझसे पूछो कि कौन सा टॉपिक से सबसे ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस हैं प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन में, एंड सो एज इन द मेंस, so that would be the Guptas. ठीक है? So the most important topic in this, what you need to read 5 Gupta rulers: Chandragupta first, Samudragupta, Chandragupta second, Kumaragupta and Skandagupta. So ये 5 rulers पढ़ना है. इनके initiatives, and after their initiatives you need to read about polity of the Gupta, their administration, their economy, their society and their religion. So these 4 headings are also very important in Guptas. So on one hand, give me 1 minute. Guptas are ruling in North India. Okay? On the other hand, what is happening that South India mein there are some dynasties which have emerged, and these dynasties are called as Sangam Age dynasty. Their names are Chola, Chera and Pandyas. So very often some terms and terminologies are asked from these sections in prelims examination. Mains mein they do ask little less, but then in prelims examination they ask term and terminology. Then comes एक तरफ Gupta Empire and दूसरी तरफ Sangam Age, and then after the end of the Guptas in 550 AD, emergence of another very powerful ruler in North India, Harshvardhan. ठीक है? तो हर्षवर्धन से भी in last 10 years there has been 3 questions in the prelims examination. हर्षवर्धन के demise के बाद then 3 dynasties in the North India, that is Pratihar Gurjar, Pal dynasty and Rashtrakoot. So questions have been asked from these dynasties also. And what about in South India? So in South India, emergence of the mainline Chola dynasty. So जहाँ तक बात रही ancient की timeline की, with the end of the mainline Chola dynasty, ancient comes to an end. ठीक है? और mainline Chola dynasty was founded in 900, around 900 AD, and it continued till 1200 के थोड़ा सा पहले तक. So near about 300 year, this dynasty was there, and with their demise is the beginning of the medieval rule in India. But understand one more type of the question. इस बात को ध्यान से समझना, that generally what UPSC does, that कि कुछ regional dynasties हैं, ठीक है, जिनके बारे में बहुत elaborately तो नहीं पढ़ना होता है, but then you need to know about them, and specifically you need to know their timeline कि कौन से phase में थे. तो regional dynasties like Kakatiyas, Vakatakas, then उसके अलावा बहुत सारे राजपूत रूलर्स थे जो कि नॉर्थ एंड नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया में दे वर रूलिंग, लाइक चंदेलास, देन लाइक परमार, लाइक चौहान, चालुक्य. ठीक है? सो दीज ऑल, देन यू नीड टू नो कि किस टाइम फ्रेम में ये थे. दैट्स मच, ओनली दैट मच. टाइमलाइन याद होना चाहिए, बिकॉज समटाइम्स यूपीएससी आस्क अ क्वेश्चन ऑन द टाइमलाइन. सो इफ यू नो दिस थिंग, you can be very well placed in the prelims examination. As far as the medieval timeline is concerned, medieval period start hota hai establishment of Delhi Sultanate in 1206, and it ends with the death of Aurangzeb in 1707. So दो phases हैं, crystal clear phases हैं medieval में. एक तो Delhi Sultanate period and दूसरा Mughal period. So Delhi Sultanate is basically, ठीक है, when we look at the Delhi Sultanate, so Delhi Sultanate is basically 5 dynasties are there. Slave dynasty, देन उसके बाद खिलजी डायनेस्टी, तुगलक डायनेस्टी एंड सैयद डायनेस्टी एंड लोधी डायनेस्टी. सो 5 डायनेस्टी हैं. दे हैव रूल्ड फ्रॉम 1206 to 1526. इसमें व्हाट यू विल बी रीडिंग, यू विल बी रीडिंग अबाउट द इनिशिएटिव्स ऑफ द एवरी डायनेस्टी एंड सो एज देयर इकोनॉमी, पॉलिटिकल, दीज ऑल इनिशिएटिव्स. देन 1526 में फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ पानीपत बिटवीन इब्राहिम लोधी एंड बाबर. बाबर डिफीटेड इब्राहिम लोधी एंड एस्टैब्लिशमेंट ऑफ मुगल पावर इन इंडिया. देन सो बट एक चीज मैं बताना चाहूँगा, that when the Delhi Sultanate was there, so एक regional kingdom बना 1336 में, that is Vijayanagar Kingdom. It is also one of the favorite of UPSC, जहाँ से बहुत सारे questions prelims में आते हैं. ठीक है? So you have to be little attentive towards the Vijayanagar Kingdom which was created in 1336. Moving back to Mughal period. So Mughal period 1526 to 1707, that is till the death of Aurangzeb. So all the initiatives of these all four rulers, Akbar, Jahangir, Shahjahan and Aurangzeb, their political, social, economic initiatives that you need to read, their administrative system and their decline. So medieval यहाँ पर खत्म हो जाता है. But एक last में that one such overview of this portion I want to give you since you are starting the preparation. When we look at both the section ancient and medieval, तो सबसे ज़्यादा question ancient से रहे हैं. And as far as the medieval period is concerned, so in medieval period also UPSC in last 10 years has asked more question on the regional kingdoms than in Delhi Sultanate और मुगल. ठीक है, तो इस बात को ध्यान में रखना. Now you can ask for the resources, or may I ask you for the resources कि क्या पढ़ रहे हो या कुछ सोचा है कि from where you will be starting this portion ancient and medieval? कुछ आइडिया है? NCERT, हाँ, तो क्लास नोट्स. ठीक है, तो क्लास नोट्स तो बेसिकली कहीं कोचिंग किया होगा तो वहाँ से क्लास नोट्स होंगे. ठीक है, बट देन अदरवाइज क्लास नोट्स को हम हटा देते हैं. ठीक है, तो व्हाट आर द NCERTs यू आर रेफरिंग? ओल्ड में कुछ नाम तो होगा. R.S. Sharma. ठीक है, good. So as far as the ancient India is concerned, I will also always recommend to you that start with the NCERT R.S. Sharma. ठीक है, Ramcharan Sharma, it is old NCERT of class 11th. And medieval के लिए Satish Chandra. But since you are giving exam not in 1979, you are giving in 2025, 2026. तो नई NCERT का भी importance है. You cannot neglect it. So what you will be doing, that you are reading two NCERT old, that is R.S. Sharma and Satish Chandra, and you must include in your preparation 3 new NCERTs for ancient, medieval and modern Indian history के लिए भी. So themes in Indian history part 1, themes in Indian history part 2 and themes in Indian history part 3. Part 1 or 2 ancient or medieval से related है and part 3 is related to the modern Indian history. Because that एग्ज़ाम तो इस एज में दे रहे हो. ठीक है, एंड हिस्ट्री इज समथिंग कि जब एक्सप्लोरेशंस होते हैं, नए इंफॉर्मेशंस परकोलेट होते हैं, तो दोज आर कमिंग इन द न्यू NCERT. R.S. शर्मा वॉज रिटन इन 1979, सतीश चंद्रा वॉज रिटन इन 1980s. सो ऑलमोस्ट अभी कितने साल हो गए? 40 साल हो गए. बहुत इंफॉर्मेशन नया आ चुका है. सो यू विल हैव टू कंबाइन बोथ. ठीक है, सो प्लीज डू कंबाइन बोथ फॉर योर preparation of the ancient and medieval, and so as the modern also. So now after ancient and medieval, I'm moving on to the next important area, that is the modern Indian history. अब रही बात कितने questions आते हैं ancient medieval से, out of those 17 questions of history, that average number of the question from this section is 3 to 4. ठीक है, 3 to 4 from the ancient and medieval, and 6 to 7 from the area of the modern Indian history, and 6 to 7 from the art and culture. So ज़्यादा questions आपके आएंगे art and culture and modern से. तो पहले modern की बात करते हैं. ठीक है, what are the areas? So as I mentioned to you that modern starts with the death of the Aurangzeb 1707 में.
Reading a newspaper daily on an average takes 1.5 to 2 hours. Take that and multiply it into 365 days. Yes, that's how long you spend staying up to date with current affairs. What if we told you we could cover 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours? Vision IAS introduces the PT 365 program, a unique 20-day course that will help aspirants cover important topics in detail. Starting from 9th January at 5 p.m., choose the program for comprehensive features like key topics compiled from sources such as The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times and more. Coverage specific to the prelims format. Doubt clearing sessions and mentoring for a focused approach. Option of live online recorded classes for distance learning students and flexibility in class timing. What are you waiting for? Enroll today and master current affairs for prelims success. UPSC Prelims is not just the first step in your civil services examination journey. It is also an opportunity to form a strong foundation for all stages of the examination. What you study today will help you accomplish results tomorrow. Be it syllabus, time management, revision, or expert guidance, effective preparation is an amalgamation of all this and much more. Walk in the footsteps of UPSC toppers and pave the way for your UPSC prelims success with the Laksha Prelims Mentoring Program 2025, starting from 11th January. This well-thought program is curated to offer a balanced study approach with personalized mentoring from experts, offering benefits such as strategic plan for revision and practice for GS, CSAT, and current affairs, continuous performance assessment and feedback, personalized mentoring from highly experienced and qualified mentors, dedicated support, motivation, and technological assistance, smart and efficient preparation strategy, access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus high quality questions, along with access to Laksha prelims practice tests. Enroll today and conquer UPSC Prelims 2025 heads on with structured guidance and mentoring.
Death of Aurangzeb, it is beginning of the pre-modern age in India. But modern, as far as our exam is concerned, I'll divide into three parts. समझना इस बात को. एक पार्ट कि औरंगजेब से के डेथ से लेकर 1857 तक. सेकेंड पार्ट सोशियो रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म जो कि 1800 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है एंड कंटिन्यूइंग टिल इंडियाज इंडिपेंडेंस, दैट इज द मिडिल पार्ट. एंड थर्ड पार्ट इज इंडियाज फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल, दैट इज फ्रॉम आफ्टर 1857. तो इन ये तीन हेडिंग्स हैं. सो एज फार एज द नंबर ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आर कंसर्न, सबसे बराबर ही आते हैं. 10 साल का ट्रेंड उठाओगे तो सबसे इक्वल नंबर ही भी क्वेश्चन आते हैं. 45% ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर इन प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम from the 18 before 1857 and 45% of questions are there after 1857 and 10% questions are there from socio-religious reform in last 10 years. So this is one general pattern. Before 1857 what all developments are there? ध्यान से समझना. 1707 death of Aurangzeb and emergence after the death of Aurangzeb, emergence of many regional powers. So regional powers, basically those who were the part of the Mughal Empire, now they have went on to create their own big kingdoms. So big powers were like Bengal, Hyderabad, Mysore, Maratha, Punjab, Awadh. So these are the powers which are getting created and the dynamics of that time you will have to study. But as far as these topics are concerned, regional power, इससे थोड़े कम क्वेश्चन रहे हैं प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन में. ठीक है. मोर क्वेश्चंस इन लास्ट फ्यू years have been asked from one side by side development of it, and that is advent of Europeans. Basically how the Europeans arrived in India in the modern age and how they have consolidated their position. So in advent of European, you will not only be reading British, but you will have to read Portuguese, you will have to read, ठीक है, Dutch, British East India Company, then French East India Company. So these are the four important companies that you must be reading. And from this section, every year in last 5 years, particularly Portuguese से last 4 year में 4 question पूछा है prelims examination में, ठीक है? It was not a difficult question, but then it was not a very easy also, क्योंकि history का देखो बहुत simple and straightforward relation है. पता है तो आसान है, नहीं पता है तो difficult है. It's but just like this only, that if you have studied, so it is easy. If you haven't studied, it is difficult. And so advent of Europeans, they have asked a lot. Then uske alawa, in this period, one more thing is happening कि before 1857, on one hand Mughal decline has happened, on the other hand the regional powers which I named उनका emergence हो रहा है, और दूसरी तरफ British East India Company is fighting with all of them and consolidating their position. तो ब्रिटिश फाइट, जो ब्रिटिश आस्पेक्ट है 1857 के पहले, वहाँ से क्वेश्चंस ज़्यादा आते हैं. जैसे कि दैट लैंड रेवेन्यू सेटलमेंट्स ऑफ ब्रिटिश, permanent settlement, Rayatwadi settlement, Mahalwari settlement, then the acts and the policies which were before 1857 revolt, like starting from Charter, that Regulating Act of 1773, Charter Act of 1813, 1833, 1853. So यहाँ से questions prelims में पक्का आते हैं, ठीक है? हर alternate year पे there would be one question. Then another section is that British administration before 1857, like their civil services, their police, their judiciary. So these are the sections which will be covered before 1857. अब 1857 बार बार हम लोग क्यों बोल रहे हैं? 1857 revolt was the biggest revolt till this date in modern India. And how it happened? Because of the British discrimination and British exploitation of India, people were fed up, and finally that mutiny started from the army itself, and it spread to the entire north and northwestern India, and so as the western India and eastern India. So 1857 revolt was a landmark event. It is also one of the favorite of UPSC. Every now and then, third year, you can expect a question from the 1857 revolt, either in prelims or mains examination. फिर उसके बाद then after 1857 revolt has happened, so बीच में कोई भी जहाँ पे भी पढ़ा होगा तुमने या पढ़ने की स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, तो सोशियो रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. हर साल एक क्वेश्चन मिलेगा prelims examination में. Social religious reforms will include reforms in Hinduism, reforms in Islam, reforms in Sikhism, and reforms in Parsi religion also. So counting these 4 religions, all the reforms you need to know, different people, organization, their contribution. So that is one thing. Another type of the question that UPSC asks from all the sections is किताबों का नाम, ठीक है? That name of the books, reform magazine, reform newspapers, and who is the writer, who is the author, what is the nature of the magazine or newspaper. So this is also one type of question. Then after socio-religious reform, we start with the different phases of the Indian freedom struggle and different phases of, तो Indian freedom struggle की अगर जो बात करें तो there would be definitive 2 phases. एक phase जिसमें लोग non-violent हैं, and other phase which is called as violent phase. So violent phases are called as revolutionary nationalism, and non-violent are the normal ones initiated by the Congress. So, or other political parties. So 1885 foundation of the Congress, and then the beginning of the first phase of the freedom struggle. So there are different phases of the freedom struggle from which UPSC asked the question. And then this is the section, that freedom struggle part, from where that good chunk of questions are there in the mains examination. Mains में freedom struggle का ज़्यादा importance है, ठीक है? And there are questions on the personality basis. There are the questions on the comparison of personality. For example, last to last year एक comparison पूछा था, सबको बहुत difficult लगा. That was that Gandhi's and Rabindranath Tagore's comparison between, ठीक है, that their views on the education and nationalism. So these type of the topics. उसके पहले भी UPSC has already asked the questions related to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Gandhi's differences. Then Gandhi's and Subhash Chandra Bose differences. So these are there. So these personalities and their contributions you will have to be little vigilant about. Then what are the movements? So let me count the movements. ठीक है, 1885 से. So first phase of the Indian freedom struggle is 1885 to 1905, which is called as moderate phase. 1905 से 1915 तक phase is called as Swadeshi and boycott, or the extremist phase. Then उसके बाद initiation of the home rule movement by Tilak and Mrs. Annie Besant. Then Gandhi's arrival in India from South Africa, जहाँ पे Gandhi starts with the regional intervention, which includes the issues like Champaran, Kheda and Ahmedabad. फिर Gandhi's intervention in Rowlatt and going to initiation of the Rowlatt Satyagraha. And then after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, Gandhi has taken a determination to start much bigger movement, that is non-cooperation movement. Then, so after the arrival of the Gandhi, there are more number of the Gandhian movements. Then what are the other Gandhian movements? So after 1920s non-cooperation, the next Gandhian movement will be 1930 civil disobedience movement, or last Gandhian movement would be क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट 1942 टू 47. सो ये एरियाज में क्यों काउंट कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि यहाँ से क्वेश्चंस आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो. देन अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट दैट देर आर द अदर मूवमेंट्स ऑल्सो. कांग्रेस के और गांधी के अलावा भी मूवमेंट्स हैं. तो देर आर द मूवमेंट्स लाइक स्वदेशी, सॉरी दैट दिस साइमन बॉयकॉट, ठीक है, दैट ऑल्सो हैपेंड. देन गांधीज इंडिविजुअल सत्याग्रह, आई फॉरगॉट टू टेल यू. उसके अलावा सुभाष चंद्र बोस इनिशिएटिव and foundation of the Indian National Army, Azad Hind Fauj. So Azad Hind Fauj, and then finally the different plans and recommendations of the British, like 1940 में, 1940s में August offer, then Simla conference in 1945, then different formulas which were there in between, CR formula, Desai Liaquat Pact, and last में cabinet mission and Mountbatten's plan, which is leading to the freedom and partition of India. So these are the major areas from where you can expect the question, and moreover expect more question of the freedom struggle in the mains examination. Prelims में पूरे areas balanced होते हैं, ठीक है. Then personalities you have to be specific, ठीक है. जैसे एक साल एक question पूछा था that who was Usha Mehta. So Usha Mehta was the announcer of the Congress radio. So personality basis question भी पूछते हैं बहुत frequently, ठीक है. So that you must be prepared about. Then after this part of the history is, as I mentioned to you, कि mains में दो additional topics हैं, that is post independence history and also the world history. So I already told you the syllabus of it, and I would always recommend to you कि जैसे लोग परेशान हो जाते हैं, ठीक है. I'll tell you one scenario. 2013 was the first year when main syllabus was introduced. तो उसमें that for the first time UPSC aspirant was expected to go with the world history, and then many new themes were introduced. Market में किसी को पता ही नहीं था कि कहाँ से पढ़ना है, कैसे पढ़ना है, and then क्या पढ़ना है. So I'll tell you, post independence में people suggested in those times that go with the Ramachandra Guha's India after Gandhi. और किताब की लेंथ इतनी है, इतनी मोटी कि जितनी तुम तकिया बना सको, ठीक है. So लोगों ने पढ़ा, ठीक है. Obviously no option was there, people studied, and then even in the world history people started to study Jain and Jain, which is more prescribed for the optional, not for the GS paper. लोगों ने पढ़ा, but जब questions आए उससे, तो उसमें से बिल्कुल नहीं थे. तो people felt that कि we wasted our time on these big books rather than we could have focused our time on optional or other papers. So now understand, I would always recommend to you for these two sections, वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री एंड सो एज द पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस हिस्ट्री, बहुत बल्कि नोट्स के साथ मत जाना. सी दैट इफ यू गेट सम गुड नोट्स ऑफ सम गुड टीचर, सो गो विद दैट फॉर पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस. एंड एज फार एज द वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री इज कंसर्न, एक बार फिर से वही बोलूँगा, दो किताबों बस को अपने बेस रखो, ठीक है. अर्जुन देव की क्लास 9th की एक किताब है, ठीक है, एंड दैट स्टोरी ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन, गो विद दैट इज़ अ वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री. एंड देन उसके अलावा नेक्स्ट इज दैट क्लास 12th की जो नई NCERT है, थीम्स इन वर्ल्ड, दैट हिस्ट्री वाला पार्ट. सो कॉन्टेम्प्ररी वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री क्लास 12th, दैट्स द बुक. दीज टू NCERTs you keep with yourself, and some class notes will be fine. No other big book, no other publication book is required in the world history. And one good thing कि ये sections को mains में पढ़ना है, ठीक है. So you don't need to read it. Moreover, I just wanted to ask you, हाँ पूछो. NCERT स्टोरी ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन अर्जुन देव, एंड दूसरी है क्लास 12th की नई NCERT वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री पे, ठीक है. सो दीज टू बुक्स यू नीड टू सी. नाउ मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा तुम लोगों से कि हैव यू परचेज एनी बुक फॉर द मॉडर्न इंडियन हिस्ट्री? तो मैं गाइड कर सकता हूँ बस, ठीक है. हैव यू परचेज एनी गाइड बुक? चलो हाँ वही पूछ रहा था. हैव यू परचेज शिखर बंदोपाध्याय? हिस्ट्री ऑप्शनल है, तो शिखर बंदोपाध्याय पढ़ना स्टार्ट कर दिया है. PDF से पहले 4 चैप्टर पढ़ लो, बाकी के चैप्टर छोड़ सकते हो। अगर जो ऑप्शनल नहीं है तो यू रीड फर्स्ट 4 चैप्टर्स ऑफ शेखर बंदोपाध्याय, रेस्ट यू कैन लीव। एंड Bipin, you have spectrum. So in spectrum, post independence is also mentioned. You can safely leave that portion. If you're studying rest of the part, so that's fine. But you can leave that unit 10. Unit 10 जो है that is near about 300 pages of post independence, and post independence no book will justify, ठीक है। और as far as the number of the question from the post independence is concerned, मैं थोड़ा सा real time बताना चाहता हूँ। पहले ईयर में in 2013 there were 3 questions from the post independence, और आज 11 साल हो गए 2013 को, only 1 question was asked in last 11 years. So you need to do the time cost benefit analysis कि कितना टाइम किस पे डिवोट कर रहे हो, उसके आने की पॉसिबिलिटी क्या है। किसी का नोट्स भी पढ़ लोगे तो आराम से कर लोगे, अगर जो मान लो किसी ईयर अचानक से 2 क्वेश्चन आ गया तो आराम से कर लोगे, ठीक है। एंड आई वुड सजेस्ट कि एक प्रधानमंत्री सीरीज है, ठीक है, या तो ABP TV की है, या फिर देन इट वाज अर्लियर यूज्ड टू बी देयर ऑन द राज्यसभा TV ऑल्सो, बट अब राज्यसभा TV एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती है। प्रधानमंत्री सीरीज एंड संविधान, ऐसे ही कभी चाय पीते हुए खाना खाते हुए देख लिया, उससे काम हो जाएगा पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस का। डन। सो इट विल बी बेटर, क्योंकि वीडियोज आर मच मोर हेल्पफुल देन द रोट मेमोराइजेशन, ठीक है। सो डू दैट। एंड अबाउट द वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री आई वुड ऑल्सो वंस अगेन रिकमेंड कि डोंट गो विथ सो मेनी बुक्स। कोई अच्छे नोट्स मिल जाएं, कम पेजेस में, ज़्यादा पेजेस में नहीं, कम पेजेस में अच्छे नोट्स मिल जाएं, और उसके अलावा देन दीज 2 NCERTs, दैट्स इट। Then you don't need to refer to any other thing in this part. Now come to art and culture. So as far as art and culture and modern is concerned, I just need to tell you that what are the number of the questions which are asked from these sections. So as far as that art and culture is concerned, okay, that 6 to 7 questions will be there in the prelims and every year. And if I look at the average number of the question from modern and art and culture, so पिछले 5 सालों में, ठीक है, पिछले 5 सालों में there has been 18 questions from art and culture and 17 questions from modern. तो नेक टू नेक चल रहा है दोनों का, मॉडर्न से जितने आते हैं उसी के आसपास में इससे आते हैं, ठीक है। सो बोथ आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। व्हाट आर द थीम्स विच आर देयर इन द आर्ट एंड कल्चर दैट यू मस्ट पे अ वेरी हाई एम्फेसिस देन। सो दीज आर द सेक्शंस, ध्यान से समझना। आर्किटेक्चर एंड स्कल्पचर इज अ वेरी बिग एरिया, जो 45%, 45% of your syllabus is from the architecture and sculpture in both prelims examination and the mains examination. And architecture and sculpture will start from the architecture of ancient India and then medieval India and so as the modern British period also. So जहाँ तक बात आती है, we start our discussion from the Indus Valley structures, फिर उसके बाद मौर्य पीरियड में स्तूपास एंड ऑल, then उसके बाद then we go into the temple construction from the Gupta period onwards and so as in the South Indian history, and then coming back to the medieval period, so different monuments during the Delhi Sultanate and so as the Mughal period. But what is the focus of UPSC? Ancient or medieval? Ancient. Temple architecture. Maximum number of the questions have been there from the temple architecture and sculpture of the ancient India. So you must be very specific, very precise about it. Then comes the next chapter, religion and philosophy. Religion में Buddhism, Jainism, as I mentioned earlier also, that religion and philosophy, Buddhism, Jainism is very important topic. And so is the philosophy. So philosophy will include 2 types of the philosophy in India, heterodox and orthodox. So heterodox is basically Charvak, Ajivika, Buddhism, Jainism. But what is orthodox? नाम बता रहा हूँ. So Sankhya, Yoga, Nyay, Vaisesika, Mimans and Vedanta. So these are the 6 philosophy which are very important, you have to study. फिर उसके बाद next portion in the art and culture is classical forms of India, which will include classical dance and classical music. और alternate year में दोनों section से question आते हैं. जैसे इस year मान लो that the question is coming from the classical dance, so maybe next year will be from the classical music. Then, so there are 8 classical dance forms in India. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम भरतनाट्यम, ठीक है, भरतनाट्यम, कुचिपुड़ी, मोहिनी, अट्टम, कथकली एंड ओडिसी, सतरिया and Manipuri and Kathak. So these are the 8 classical forms which you have to study. Then म्यूजिक में, म्यूजिक का स्कोप थोड़ा वाइड है, दैट म्यूजिक विल इंक्लूड क्लासिकल म्यूजिक एंड फोक म्यूजिक भी हो सकता है, बट देन क्लासिकल से ही क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. सो क्लासिकल म्यूजिक विल इंक्लूड हिंदुस्तानी क्लासिकल म्यूजिक एंड कार्नेटिक क्लासिकल म्यूजिक. Then other chapter which is so important in UPSC exam, in last 7 years 13 questions have been there from this topic. And what is this topic? Language and literature of India. So language and literature of India will include Sanskrit literature, Tamil literature, Buddhist literature, Jain literature, ठीक है, Persian literature. So these literature बहुत ज़्यादा questions हैं इस पूरे sections है. So इस section को ज़्यादा emphasis देना. Then comes painting. इंडियन पेंटिंग. सो इंडियन पेंटिंग से थोड़े कम क्वेश्चंस रहे हैं लास्ट 10 ईयर में. 3 क्वेश्चंस हैव बीन देयर, बट देन 3 कम नहीं है. एवरी थर्ड ईयर देर इज अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द पेंटिंग्स, एंड मेंस में इट्स बीन टाइम दैट दे हैवंट आस्क्ड अ बिग क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द पेंटिंग. बट अनदर, दिस इज वन टॉपिक. देन कम्स दैट यूनेस्को हेरिटेज इज़ वन एरिया जहाँ से बहुत क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. वो आर्किटेक्चर भी हो सकता है या कोई डांस फॉर्म हो सकता है या कुछ भी. सो एवरी ईयर व्हेन यूनेस्को हेरिटेज स्टेटस इज गिवन टू सम ऑफ द मॉन्यूमेंट, सम ऑफ द प्लेसेस, सो यू विल हैव टू विजिलेंट अबाउट इट कि इसके आने की पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है. ठीक है. Then comes that some of the miscellaneous topic like theaters and that all, once in a while कभी कभी पूछ लेते हैं. But another very important topic in the culture I would say Bhakti and Sufi movement. Generally कुछ लोग ancient medieval में ही पढ़ लेते हैं, but it's a topic of the art and culture. So Bhakti and Sufi movement से equal number of the questions are there in the pre and the mains examination also. But tell me what are the sources you are referring for it? कुछ refer कर रहे हो art and culture के लिए? So you are referring my book, ठीक है. And CCRT, but CCRT बच्चा language is very complicated. You will not be able to grasp it, ठीक है. CCRT और दूसरा, just one thing I need to tell you that CCRT platform was created during the UPA government. So those authors and those people who were there, they had a one set of language, and then the change has happened from the last 10 year. So CCRT से कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आता है, तो आई वुड से टू यू कि अवॉइड करना. ठीक है. एंड एज फार एज दैट इफ़ आई टेल यू द NCRTs टू रीड, सो NCRTs थोड़े बल्कि हैं जो कल्चर के हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल इंट्रोडक्शन टू द इंडियन आर्ट पार्ट 1, एंड क्वेश्चंस भी नहीं आते हैं. बट अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग आर्य शर्मा एंड सतीश चंद्रा, तो लिटिल बिट ऑफ कल्चर यू कवर इन दोज एंशिएंट मिडिवल पार्ट ऑल्सो. ठीक है. एंड मोर ओवर, if you're not referring to, how many of you are going to appear in this year exam? इस ईयर दे रहे हो या अगले साल दे रहे हो? 26 में, तो टाइम है. एंड आई वुड सजेस्ट यू सी that my own book, ठीक है, are you aware about it? That you are not aware about it. So I have written a book on art and culture from John Wiley publication. It is the biggest publication house of the US, and moreover that their first book was mine. So art and culture, I have given that near about 2.5 years to write this book. And then moreover, I just need to tell you one thing, that when I was the one who created the entire structure of the art and culture, that what is to be taught, what is not to be taught after the new syllabus has come. I being the first teacher of this market, and I say it with the pride, not with the ego, that everyone who is there in any of the institute, any of the place, either they are my students or they just take my things and then that they do. So you can get a benefit of it. I have a style of teaching whereby I tell you the story. I don't try to do fact bombardment. And fact bombardment method भी नहीं होता, वैसे चीज़ें याद भी नहीं होती हैं. तो there is a story and the background of it, and once you go through the story, so you tend to remember the things in a better manner. So you can selectively refer to, and if you have time, so you can read entire book. For 2026, you can read entire book, and if you are appearing this year, so you can selectively refer to it. So the name of the book is A Journey Through Indian Art and Culture, John Wiley publication. It's there in the market also, and then all the online platforms also, Amazon, and I'll show you one image, don't worry about it. Then, so now that you can take a reference, and moreover, just one thing I need to tell you about my book is, मैंने GS की, मेरी एक GS की भी book है, compendium है, but then I would recommend that if you have time, so you go with the art and culture. GS तो तुम कर रहे हो, जहाँ से कर रहे हो अच्छा कर रहे हो, just is all, and NCRTs you will be doing. So one part of is that in this age, if you're not using the AI, तो you will be left behind. एक बात ध्यान रखना, ठीक है? That if you are not using AI, so you'll be left behind in the race. Then, so you will have to use the AI, and you will have to make yourself adept in the AI, artificial intelligence. So there is a one part of it which is a unique aspect of the book, and it's the only book in the Indian market which is with this feature. Maybe आगे आने वाले time पे बाकी लोग adopt करेंगे. So feature is that on the front part of it there is a scan me kind of that app. It takes you to, once you scan, it takes you to WhatsApp channel eFlow. That's the AI of the John Wiley publication. And then after in that channel, so it takes you WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, if you're typing a question from art and culture, so within 15 to 17 seconds, it will give you a very beautiful answer, and you can instruct it to give it in 150 words, 250 words. That is your instruction. You can get all the model answers of all the last year papers in that particular app itself. Then, so we have incorporated it, and accordingly, once you are writing your answer, so you can judge your answer according to the answer of the AI. अब एक और चीज़ मैं बताना चाहूँगा कि how AI is effective in this one. बिकॉज यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड कि चैट जीपीटी जब आया था तो चैट जीपीटी को यूपीएससी का पेपर दिया गया सॉल्व करने के लिए, चैट जीपीटी फेल्ड. आई होप यू हैव हर्ड, because ChatGPT was not able to solve the UPSC prelims paper. The reason is that artificial intelligence acts in a way whereby it takes all the resources. ठीक है, जितना रिसोर्स अवेलेबल है. तो जब सोशल मीडिया की हम बात करते हैं तो राइट इन्फॉर्मेशन इज ऑल्सो देयर, रॉन्ग इन्फॉर्मेशन इज ऑल्सो देयर. देन तो इट विल नॉट बी एबल टू जज दैट विच इज़ राइट एंड विच इज़ रॉन्ग. सो हाउ AI वुड बी यूजफुल कि AI को किसी एक किताब तक लिमिट कर दिया जाए. मेरी बात समझना, ठीक है. That when AI is getting limited to one book, so in that way AI will try to find the answer in the book itself, not with the other open resource. That way this is revolutionary, ठीक है. That you will get a very right answer, right approach and everything. So you can try with this. But in art and culture, the things are scattered. Then as far as इसमें बुक की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, ठीक है. रेस्ट में NCERT से हो जाता है, बट इसमें यू नीड अ बुक इफ़ यू आर नॉट डूइंग क्लासेस, या क्लासेस कहीं किया है तो डिपेंड्स कि किससे किया है, कैसा किया है. दैट्स ऑल अप टू यू, ठीक है. So now that was about that. These are the topics which are there from the art and culture. You need to emphasize, you need to go through it. So these are the topics. Now I am just leaving it to you कि अगर कोई question है तुम्हारे मन में related to any of these topics, so you can ask me. बताओ, थोड़ा टाइम ले लो, 2 मिनट ले लो, and then you can ask a question to me. So meanwhile, ये इस पे कनेक्ट हो जाएगा ये. एक बार स्क्रीन मिरर कर दो आप, ठीक है. Meanwhile, I'll show you something. I'll check. GMR 03. ये 03 है. Let me try. हो रहा है? अच्छा, ओके. 2547. So meanwhile you can ask a question. हाँ. अच्छा, ठीक है. हम्म. नहीं देखो, I'll tell you one thing about UPSC preparation, that UPSC preparation does not happens in separation, ठीक है. Just give me 1 minute. I'll reply to your answer once I put the put on screen that what I wanted to show to you. Give me 1 minute. So this is my book. You can have a look at it, ठीक है. And another way of connecting with me, ठीक है, is I run a separate YouTube channel that is Culture Quantum, and this is my Telegram channel. So what I do, that to make your preparation easier for culture, see that we are living in an age whereby if we are not with the process of the modern age, so हम effective नहीं होंगे. So what I do, that once you check this one, so you will find that the videos which are directly associated with the different topics of the culture. And for example, एक क्वेश्चन था जो 2 बार पूछा गया एग्जाम में, दैट इज होयसलेश्वर टेम्पल, इन प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम ऑल्सो एंड इन द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन ऑल्सो. सो आई हैव अ टीम with which I go to the place itself and I do create the video from that place itself, Hoysaleshwar temple. So there is a playlist, as you can see that ये वाला part है. So this is the playlist which is dedicated to UPSC preparation, and it is not like the normal channel कि घर में बैठ के वहाँ से मैं बोल रहा हूँ classes की तरह. I just want to give you the real experience of the cultural place. जैसे for example, advent of Europeans, ठीक है? पोर्तुगीज से 5 क्वेश्चन पूछे गए लास्ट 5 ईयर में, and that I have covered from the location of the Portuguese, Goa and the other areas, so that you can associate with it. And all the question, mark my words, were there from my video itself. And video hardly 17 मिनट का है, ठीक है? तो you will get benefit of it. In fact, last year prelims exam के पहले I created 3 videos. My prediction about the subject की art and culture में and then modern में. So I created these videos, hardly 1.5 घंटे का वीडियो होगा, 1 hour 30 minute, combining all of it. And art and culture वाला वीडियो 30 मिनट का था. I predicted 12 टॉपिक कि ये 12 टॉपिक में से आना चाहिए, 4 उसमें से प्रीलिम्स पेपर में थे, ठीक है? You yourself can check it, ठीक है? तो and overall 7 questions out of total 14 questions which I predicted, 7 questions were there in the paper. So you can get benefit of the channel. Then now coming to your question. कि योर क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि मेंस का प्रिपरेशन और प्रीलिम्स का प्रिपरेशन साथ साथ में होता है, ठीक है? आंसर राइटिंग यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, एक्चुअली दैट प्रिपरेशन डज नॉट हैपन इन अ सेपरेटेड मैनर. देन it is always better that you start the preparation of in a integrated manner. So for example, that once you are reading something, ठीक है? सपोज कोई एक टॉपिक ही उठा लिया कि तुम आर्किटेक्चर ही पढ़ रहे हो, ठीक है? तो व्हाट यू डू दैट यू डू द इंटीग्रेटेड प्रिपरेशन वेयर बाई फर्स्ट यू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ द प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन. सेकेंड व्हाट यू डू दैट यू गो टू द मेन्स पार्ट ऑफ इट, ठीक है? दैट द सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस, सो व्हाट यू कैन डू दैट यू प्रैक्टिस इट at the same point of time. अब इससे फायदा क्या होता है कि सपोज यू आर प्रैक्टिसिंग इट, यू हैव रिटन अ आंसर, तो एक वे में जब लिख रहे हो तो भी तो याद ही तो कर रहे हो ना. तो इट इज ऑलवेज इंटीग्रेटेड. एंड मोर ओवर एज यू सेड कि टॉपर्स की जब कॉपी देखते हो तो उनके शॉर्ट और बहुत क्रिस्प होते हैं, ठीक है? बट देन you are just seeing that toppers copy when they have been selected. You don't know that from how long they are preparing. ठीक है? और आजकल हम जिस एज में हैं, मीडिया के एज में, लोग आइडियल अपने आप को प्रेजेंट करते हैं. विल टेल यू व्हाट इज आइडियल, कि दे विल कम टू द स्टेज एंड दे विल से कि नहीं नहीं हमने तो 6 महीने तैयारी की थी, हो गया. ऐसा नहीं होता है. वी नो द ट्रुथ दैट पीपल प्रिपेयर फ्रॉम 3 years एंड मोर ओवर मे बी दिस इज फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट, बट प्रिपरेशन तो फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट का हो सकता है 2 साल से कर रहे हो, ठीक है? तो डोंट गो दैट अबाउट इट कि उनका आंसर बिगिनिंग से ही अच्छा होता है. वो धीरे धीरे करते करते अच्छा होता है. और दूसरा एक और चीज़ है that whenever that any such coaching institute or anybody, they will be putting their copies on their platform, so it is from their permission, ठीक है? and they always choose their copies कि कौन सी copies दिखानी है, ठीक है? तो दिखाई जाती है. तो उनकी वो कॉपी तुम्हें नहीं दिखती है जिसमें उन्होंने अच्छा नहीं लिखा था. उनकी वो कॉपी दिखती है जिसमें उन्होंने अच्छा लिखा है आगे आने वाले टाइम पे. सो ग्रेजुअली बाई प्रैक्टिस यू विल बी गुड, ठीक है? फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शन, ठीक है? वट एवर हैज़ बीन इवेल्युएटेड. उसके अलावा एक ऑल्टरनेटिव इवेल्युएशन AI से भी कर सकते हो, ठीक है? यूज AI इन योर प्रिपरेशन एज एक्सटेंट पॉसिबल. एंड मोर ओवर within 3-4 months, Vision is going to revolutionize AI preparation. Mark my word. The way people prepare current affair, it will completely change with the Vision's new initiative. It will be there in upcoming 3 months. ठीक है? So any other question if you do have, you can let me know. कोई भी AI कोई ऐप बताओ जो तुम्हें पता हो. जैसे ChatGPT है, जेमिनी ले लो. जैसे जेमिनी गूगल में टाइप करो, आ गया. या उसका ऐप डाउनलोड कर लो और उसमें जैसे गूगल में टाइप करते वैसे टाइप करो, ठीक है? तो दिस वे यू कैन यूज. नहीं, ChatGPT तो मैं कही नहीं रहा हूँ, ठीक है? अभी तो क्या हो रहा है ना कि अभी जैसे हम जो बात करें इवैल्यूएशन की बात कर रहे हैं, सेलेक्टिवली करना है. जैसे कैसे AI का यूज़ कर सकते हो समराइज करने में, ठीक है? जैसे मान लो तुमने आज न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ा, न्यूज़पेपर में कोई पहला आर्टिकल था, जो भी आर्टिकल था, यू हैव स्टडीड. तो व्हाट यू कैन डू, पढ़ने के बाद उसको गूगल लेंस से स्कैन कर लो. गूगल लेंस से स्कैन करने के बाद उसको वर्ड में कन्वर्ट कर लिया. वर्ड में कन्वर्ट करने के बाद देन AI में डाल के उसको बोल दो समराइज कर दे. तो इस वे में अलग से नोट्स बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. नोट्स तुम्हारे तैयार हो गए. यू आर सेविंग योर टाइम. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. फैक्ट नहीं सर्च करना. फैक्ट तो किताबों को कोई रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकता. एआई भी किताब से पढ़ के ही देगा, ठीक है। तो किताब पढ़नी है, बट देन नोट मेकिंग में एआई की हेल्प लेनी है। यू गॉट इट, ठीक है। सो दिस वे यू विल बी टेकिंग द हेल्प ऑफ एआई। बिल्कुल, क्योंकि बुक जो लिखी है उसमें एनसीईआरटी का, एनसीईआरटी से काफ़ी ज़्यादा है, ठीक है। और बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो एनसीईआरटी में है भी नहीं, जहाँ से सवाल आते हैं, you can safely skip. There is no need of reading NCERTs for art and culture. I would say this. And then I was the first teacher, but I took time to create this book because I needed to understand the demand and then moreover your demand of the exam and what will go well with you. Otherwise, I could have written it very earlier in the initial days itself. Then, so you can mark my word that this would be the best helpful book in this examination preparation, and only time to come. Since it is the first edition of the book, so not many people are knowing, but then just the way Vision is doing something, I will also revolutionize the preparation of art and culture. And you can check on the Culture Quantum videos also. It will be helpful. And Telegram channel से connected रहना. मैं बहुत bombardment of information नहीं करता हूँ उसमें. Simply जो मुझे लगता है कि एग्जाम में आने वाला है उतना ही पोस्ट करूँगा, उससे ज़्यादा पोस्ट नहीं करूँगा, ठीक है। सो दिस इज़ व्हाट इज़ ऑल अबाउट दिस सेशन। कुछ और सवाल हो तो पूछ सकते हो। यस, हाँ हाँ, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात मैं बोलूँगा, एक काम ज़रूर करना, प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर ज़रूर लेना, ठीक है। सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के, जो भी सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ रहे हो, प्रीलिम्स के लास्ट 15 ईयर के पेपर एंड मेंस के कम से कम लास्ट मतलब 2013 ऑनवर्ड्स। सो जो क्वेश्चन देखो कि उसमें क्वेश्चन किस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस पूछे हैं, उस बेसिस पे नोट्स बनाना, ठीक है। योर आईज एंड ईयर्स आर द प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर ऑफ द यूपीएससी, नॉट एनीथिंग एल्स, नॉट इवन कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट दैट मॉक टेस्ट और एनीथिंग। वो अच्छी बात है, वो प्रैक्टिस के लिए, लेकिन जो क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी बनाता है, तो यू विल हैव टू सी द यूपीएससी क्वेश्चन कि किस तरह के क्वेश्चन बना रहा है, एंड उस बेसिस पे यू विल हैव टू क्रिएट योर नोट्स, ठीक है। बट नोट्स में भी आई वुड से बनाने में एआई की हेल्प ले सकते हो, मैंने जो तरीका बताया है उस तरीके से। तो अपना समय बचाओ, क्योंकि अब हम और ज़्यादा, जैसे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा था गतिमान शक्ति, वो कहीं और किसी और बात के लिए है, एजुकेशन में भी वही लागू हो गया है कि जितनी तेजी से चीज़ें करोगे उतना ही तुम्हारे लिए बेनिफिशियल होगा। तो ओल्ड मेथड्स में नए मेथड्स इंक्लूड करने पड़ेंगे, तो यू विल सेव टाइम ऑन मेकिंग नोट मेकिंग, एंड देन मोर ओवर more of your time will be going into the reading. Got it? And so with these notes, चलो I'll wind up the session. Be connected with me, ठीक है। Part vision के हो या नहीं हो, that doesn't matter. But this is an open thing which you can always refer. ठीक है। तो चलो all the best to all of you. And 5 मिनट ब्रेक ले सकते हो, फिर then राजेश सर will join it. ठीक है।